Today, we're gonna go through 5 things that you can do to make your e-learning more interesting and interactive. Put a top hat upside down and you will catch those learners on the ground.
Now, if you're trying to learn, how do I create an online course that is successful, that I can do in 90 days or less, that will save me $10,000 or more in the process because it's demystified? That's why we have our free gift, our masterclass to give to you. It is linked below. Go claim your gift. We'll see you there.
Now, the first thing you need to do is share your story.
Stories is where it is at. When you are teaching something to your learners, if you want to make the content more interesting, get them more engaged, if you bring a personal story to the surface based on what you're teaching, you will have them connect. You will have them emotionally connect. They can start relating to you on an emotional level because that's what stories do.
For example, the whole reason why I got into e-learning is because in a past life, I was working for PricewaterhouseCoopers. And in order to keep my CPA license, I had to complete continuing education. Well, I ended up leaving PricewaterhouseCoopers, who would have paid for my continuous education, and I had to pay for it myself. Well, continuous education is super inexpensive unless you do it through e-learning. Well, I was taking this e-learning program, and I did this for years. And it was the worst thing ever because it was just text upon text. There was no interaction, no engagement. It wasn't interesting. All of it sucked. So I was like, you know what? There is a better way to do this. And the way is video. And that is why I do what I do today. Hector's story, on the other hand,
it's all about how dyslexia and the incredible educators in my life that helped me realized how important it is to create content not based on objectives but based on solving your learners' biggest challenges and teaching your learners based on their needs. That's why a big reason why we got into e-learning and had this connection is in a mix with Johnny's story and my story. We saw that when it came to online courses, when it came to e-learning programs, it was broken. It wasn't made for the learner. It was about what the subject matter experts believe is the most important thing versus asking their learners what their biggest challenges are and understanding how they learn best and tailoring their learning and teaching to them.
Now, once you share your story, injecting humor is extremely important.
Humor is key. We all know that when we watch something, whether if it's educational or for entertainment, humor is awesome. Making your learners laugh, dropping some dad jokes, saying, something funny, whatever the case may be, but don't force humor though. That's the biggest thing, is that people can pick up when you're forcefully trying to throw in a joke. Just be yourself. That's why people are learning from you. It's not just because you're an expert, it's because they relate to you. So drop some humor in your own style.
And
don't do that.
Make sure to call your learners on the phone, to action.
Absolutely. You have to call them to action. You can't just tell your learners theory and say goodbye, good luck, sayonara. You have to make sure that you are telling them action steps on what they need to do next. You are telling them what is next and whether if it's a workbook or a worksheet or submitting a video ask, whatever the case may be, there are actions based on what they are learning so you can help them along the course taking process, because ultimately they came to you because they're starting at that A point, a problem that they have, and that Z point is the end of your course, which is the results that they're looking for by taking your course. So make sure that you have those actions to get them to the results they're looking for. Boom!
At the very least, call them to interact with the course. And that could be leaving a comment. We have all of our learners in all of our courses comment on modules. We do that to not only make sure that they stay interested and interacting, we do it because we want them to give us ideas of how to make the course better. What you want to do, this is a feedback mechanism. You want to create content based on their comments. You want to create content based on what your learners actually want. Well, if they're commenting on a module saying, hey, so I learned this, but I didn't really get this, and this. That is a perfect thing for you to add to your program to make it interesting and interactive. And the last thing is, in order to do all of this, you gotta do what, Hector?
You gotta pick the right learning management system. Do not get overwhelmed about what is the right system for you. We have a gift for you, link below our masterclass that will help you identify that. But
we go through our 4 favorite LMSs in that gift, and really you just have to figure out which side are you on. Are you on the internal side? Are you building an internal program to train your employees? Or are you building a program to sell to your learners, to sell as a product? And guess what? We have 2 options for you to consider within each of those. Just pick the one that fits best for you. And guess what? All those options are going to allow you to call your learners to action, to comment, so then you can make your program better. And guess what? These first 2 things are up to you. If you're not funny, then you're just gonna have to have a really good story.
Team, we appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the likes and subscribes.